morning, girls. It's Tuesday.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
This week on FiveAwesomeMarauders, it's Teach the Marauders Something Week. So I'm going to do what I do, which is teach you about the food system. This is going to be a very interactive video, even if we can't really interact. So I want you guys to be thinking, and I want you guys to be commenting if you want to, or doing artistic interpretations of this, whatever, but keep your brain on. So first thing I'm going to have you do is I want you to think about your favorite meal. Don't just think about what it is. Think about what goes into it, how you make it, who you're with when you make it, you know, where you get it, everything involved with that meal. And I want you to be able to describe it to me in that much detail. So I'm going to give you an example here. It's Friday, finally. So I rush home and I go up into my aunt's kitchen and get out the battered old bread maker, take out the basket and start to put in the ingredients that I know by heart. A cup and almost a third of water, 4 cups of flour, 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, some garlic powder and some onion powder and some oregano. An hour and 40 minutes later, it's done, and we all come together, me, my aunt, and my grandmother. We pull out the dough and I start to roll it out on the pizza stone, and then my aunt starts to get all the ingredients that we'll need: pizza sauce, pepperoni, mushrooms, a little bit more oregano, 2 bags of shredded cheese. We become a well-oiled machine as we bang out 2 pizzas covered in cheese and pepperoni and a section of mushroom for my aunt. And then we sprinkle some oregano on top. And then it goes in the oven. Then it comes out and it's perfect. We see the cheese bubbling up and the crust just starting to brown. It's piping hot. We put it on the table, and I get a slice and I put it on my plate. I wait for it to cool down, except for I don't really wait long enough and it burns the roof of my mouth. But it's just so good. It's homemade and delicious. My favorite meal. I want you to keep yours in mind and think about everything that goes into it. What are the ingredients? Where do they come from? All of that. Here I've got 2 different potatoes. I'd like you to notice the differences of these potatoes. They come from 2 different food systems. Hey, that's a strange word. What's a food system? I want you to tell me. The food system is everything involved in getting your food to you. So, simplified, everything from seed to fork. What happens between seed and fork? Once again, you're going to tell me. These are some of the parts all around my head. You probably thought of some of those, and that's awesome. There are actually 2 different food systems. One is down here, and one is up here. I want you to look at these food systems and kind of think about the differences. Now come back to those potatoes. Which potato do you think goes to which line and why? Does the big one go to the big line? Yeah, that's exactly it. The food system up here is the local sustainable food system, and the food system down here is the global industrial system. This is the local sustainable. That's the farm that grows food locally and then sells it locally as well. This is the global industrial, which is basically what we get most of our food from. So when you buy a potato at Stop and Shop, probably the global industrial. These 2 have very different impacts. We're going to look at 3 different things in the impacts based on these two different systems. So, environment. Which system uses more gas? Yeah, the global industrial uses a lot more gas because it has a lot more trucks, but it's also a lot more efficient. Whereas this system, although it's shorter and uses less gas, is less efficient. This system also uses pesticides, which can be very bad for your health and bad for the health of the land as well. 2, economy. Which is better for the economy? Trick question. You have 2 different economies. You have the local economy, which if you're buying from your local sustainable, you're sending the money right back into your own economy. Then this feeds the global economy, which sends the money out to far-off places, so it doesn't stay in your community. However, this system employs a lot more people because it has a lot more steps. 3, community. The local sustainable is a lot better for your community. When you go to get your produce from your local farmer's market, you can talk to your farmers. You can find out who's growing your food, and you can find out what's in it and what methods they use. This system, you're never going to get to talk to the people who grow your food, and you're really not going to get to talk to most of the people in these steps. In this system, you can go to a self-check line and avoid all social interaction whatsoever, which, I know YouTube, sounds really appealing for some of us introverts. But you really want to be able to interact with at least someone when you're buying your food. I want you to think back to your favorite meal and think about which food system the ingredients for that come from. I know for me personally, most of them come from down here, and only like 1 or 2 come from up here. I'm not saying that you can't use this system, or that you shouldn't use this system, or that you should only use this system. All this is about is giving you some information so you know what you're buying and what you're voting with for your dollar. You don't have to use one or the other. Both are very good systems, and we need them in today's world. But just kind of keep these ideas in mind as you're going out into the world and consuming food. Sorting hat time. Alright, so whoever I pull out of the hat, your challenge comes in 2 parts. Part 1, if you were to create a shopping alley, what would it be? And then I want you to act out a conversation between you, the shopkeeper, and a customer. Be as creative as you want. And the person who shall do this is Kylie! 2 challenges in 2 days! Yeah! Alright, so I have more I want to talk about, but this video is probably extremely long at this point, so I am going to put a link around my face, and you can click on it, and you can learn about another thing about food systems that I actually think is really interesting, and I really want to share it with you. So I am going to make a video and put it on my personal channel, and you can see it there, because I don't want to make you sit through like a 20-minute video, because these workshops typically take an hour and a half to give, so we don't quite have that much time on YouTube. So I've condensed them a little bit, and I'm only actually going to give you 1 more. So if you want to click on that link, that would be awesome. And Nia, I will see you tomorrow.